Hey guys, Parfax here, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not you should be upgrading your armor past 600 all the way up to 625. All right, let's get started. So we're on the live server and we are testing out armor values. Now, before we get into it too deep, I do want to mention that we are going to be having some crazy content coming up. We're going to have a couple different build videos. We're going to have some very good content related to the 3v3 arenas coming up very soon. This is just kind of one of the things I want to put out to, ease people's minds to see if you really need to upgrade your armor to 625. So make sure you follow with the notification bell, because I know all of you have to be subscribed. I know you guys are. If not, hit that subscribe button. And of course, if this video, you like it at all, like it. If you like it or dislike it, comment section down below is the best place. I read every comment. I reply, or at least like, most comments. If it's too troll, sometimes I don't do it. But for the most part, I read and respond to just about every comment. So we are talking about armor. Now, there's no downside to upgrading your armor, but is it really worth it? So what we did here and how we tested it is we specifically tested two different pieces. We have this pair of boots that I've been wanting to upgrade. They are my pretty cool, arguably BIS boots. And we have my chest piece. So how we ended up running this test and why we decided to run this test was actually probably about a month back. I put a video out about whether you should or should not upgrade your weapon to 620 to 625, like what the difference was. Like, we knew you got a stat point of 620, but was there a spot after that where you really got some damage? Now, when we tested that, we had a few people that had commented a few concerns about, the different armors and stuff like that. Well, if somebody has 625 armor, does that make a difference? And we did record a video. I haven't put it out yet. We actually recorded it quite a while ago, but we will have that video shortly. But this video is kind of also on that same topic, and we're just talking about specifically armor. Now, what we are going to be testing is to see, we're going to do the same test where we're going to do a 600 versus a 625, and we're going to be testing this piece of armor right here was $599, and this one was $600. Now, in the test, I have upgraded my Raiders hat a little bit and my gloves here as well a little bit. So my gear score right now is a little bit higher than when I was testing it earlier. But we wanted to see if it made a big difference. So we're going to be seeing how much mitigation do I actually get from upgrading these pieces of gear, and if 600 to 625 actually makes a difference. Now, of course, you're going to get more damage in the 625. What we're really looking for here, does the percentages change? Is it, if I have this 600, do I get any percentage points extra on the 625 because of the gear score requirement here? Do I get any extra when I, level up my armor? Does the 600 start to fall off more? And how much resistance do I actually get? Now, the one thing we can keep note here is both pieces of gear that I did upgrade are physical resistant. As you can see here, this one has a 226 armor rating for elemental and 339 for physical. And the chest piece is weighted the same way, 317 and 426. And we are testing against a Vision of Viciousness. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to show you the test, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you the numbers. All right, here's the test.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.
1. All right, so we're gonna go each test step by step. We're gonna show you the numbers and we're gonna talk about them here in a second. So you can see here, we tested a 600 piece and a 599. Now, obviously we're wearing full sets of gear, but we're testing specifically upgrading those two pieces of gear. So the 625, it hit me for 1,019. The 600 hit me for 957. And there was a 6.5% difference in between these two numbers, which means if you had a 600 Vision of Viciousness and you fought with a 625, you'd approximately get 6.5% extra damage on my current setup. Now, this is where we upgraded our boots to 625. We still had the 599 chest piece, and we went from 1,019 damage down to 1,014. We went from 957 to 952, and again, we are right at 6.5% difference. Now, if you do the calculations on these are not exact. We did round, and there is a little bit of fluctuation in here, even though the percentages don't look like it, but it's minimal, and there's not really any rhyme or reason to it. Then last, we upgraded our chest piece as well to 625, and we went from 1,014 to 1,006, and 952 to 945, and again, another 6.5% damage increase. Now, here we have the percentage totals on how much mitigation each piece of gear gave me. So when I upgraded my boots, it gave me approximately a 0.5% of physical resistance. When I upgraded my chest, it gave me 0.8%. So 0.8% in a physical resistance. And of course, with both of them upgraded, we got a 1.3% physical damage reduction. Now, with these numbers, I figured they'd be like this, but they're very underwhelming. Now, if you upgraded every piece of gear to 625, yes, it's going to make a little bit of a difference. It doesn't seem to, when I upgrade my gear score went up a few points, and it didn't increase the amount of damage that my 625 was doing versus my 600. We'll have a video coming out about that specific thing here, and with the 599 versus 600. But yeah, so I mean it's pretty underwhelming. This is two pieces of gear, and mind you, you can pretty much say that the helm and the gloves will also give you this 0.5%, and then the legs will give you somewhere in between the 0.5 and the 0.8. So we'll say probably about 6.5%. So if you add it up, we have about another percent we can get from doing our helm in our gloves. Then we get about another, we'll say even 0.7. So that is going to be 1.7 extra. So we're looking at a 3% physical reduction when we have full 625 versus 600. Now that we did have 599, and I think my gloves were 598, but even if you want to take a 0.1% off, we're looking at 2.9% physical reduction. So these are pretty underwhelming. If you don't have the shards, it doesn't really matter. Now, if you had physical armor, this might be a little bit more, might be a little bit less, but we're going by percentages. Now, New Worlds tends to have very wonky percentages and stuff like that, so that could affect it. But this shows you you're not going to lose to people because you don't have 625 gear. I suggest getting your gear so I can show you my pieces. We've got all of my gear at least to 623. Now, I have so much 625 gear, 625, 625, 625. We have a ton of 625 gear. We've been doing mutators and stuff like that, and I have a lot more than this. But honestly, for PvP, yes, when I get my best in slot set, like I wanted to upgrade these boots because with the current setup that I'm running, Shuriken Fortification, Resilient, and Leaping Strike, that's BIS for me. That's just the three best perks I can have on there. Maybe Freedom, right? But Shuriken Fortifications is insane. So unless you have a straight BIS and you have a ton of Umbral Shards laying around, I wouldn't worry about upgrading any of these pieces of gear to 625. I like to get the 623 because it's going to give me the extra stat point. Now, there are a few times where you can get a little bit, like I think if I get to 625, I will get to exactly 5% resilient. Actually, we can see here. No, it's still 4.9. But there's a breakpoint in between some of these different perks, which is going to give you a percentage point more or stuff like that. But honestly, if you don't have the shards, don't worry about it. Once you get, you know, your good Raiders hat, this hat's pretty insane, refreshing, freedom, resilient. Get these pieces of gear. Once you get those, upgrade them to 625. But if not, don't worry about it, because you can get the 620 super easy, get the 623 to get that stat point, and you are basically there. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We're gonna have a bunch of content coming out. We're gonna be talking about the PTR. We have a few different builds we're gonna be doing for the 3v3 arenas, and we'll be putting out a bunch of content in the future coming up. If you need anything New World, this channel is gonna have it for you. We're gonna be talking about money-making tips, builds. We do a lot of testing. We do a little bit of it all. Make sure you comment down below. What do you want to see? What type of videos do you want to see? I've been putting up polls. They've slowed down a little bit since we stopped doing the, you know, should this weapon be nerfed category. That'll be in a video in the future. But thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the bell notification, because you know you want to see that content as soon as it comes out. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.